Now the runner and track star is finally back in the ring. William Scull against Jacob Bank. Jacob Bank, the young, hungry, seasoned Danish contender, against the seasoned former world champion William Scull. This is a fight which could be an absolute bloodbath or an absolute stinker. But when you see with Scull here, his counter punching is the key. The way Canelo lands, but then he's got that snappy right hand to push him back where he resets. He has to do this all night long against someone like Jacob Bank. You know, he uses his reach well, but at times the over-eagerness gets the better of him. He overreaches, which is how Canelo utilised when he was very inactive at times. So William Scull overall, he has the ability to make him miss and make him pay. But the problem is sometimes he doesn't make him pay. And back to this point, when he does, he overreaches by too much at times. So he's too negative on the back foot. You need to be strong defensively. But when you're strong defensively, you got to make him miss, make him pay, like here. But he's happy to take two and then land that odd little clean shot. But that's not enough. You need to be more active. When you're in the back foot, circle around the ring, that's fine. But stamp your authority, land your shots and move. Don't just circle around because you're not scoring points. Where with Shishkin, he was very, very lucky this night. A fight which could have gone either way, where he lets him fire away, but he showed more of a killer instinct in this fight. He landed better shots. And you see here, more active I should say, land the shots, pivot out, land again. And he's resetting, making him miss, making him pay, but he's so susceptible to throwing them wide hooks that he'd rather just overreach by a huge amount where it just looks all unorthodox and very non-dimensional. So he needs to work a lot more on that, and when he does it, tighten his work, because he's getting caught with silly jabs like that where he'll move about, but then he's just missing, and when he's throwing that right hand, he's not hitting the target, he's just throwing it straight down the right with no intent, where you need that instinct within, because Shishkin ain't no joke, and he showed it on the night where Scull, he was very, very lucky to get the decision. So Scull, he needs to be on his A game, because again, Bank hits harder, in my opinion, than Shishkin, and Canelo hits hard, but he wasn't in his prime. He's an old wash Canelo. So he needs more of this killer instinct mixed with the defense that he showed against Canelo in moments and spells. Mix that together, that is a recipe for a solid Cuban fighter like he is. But he's too negative, and you'll see when he gets caught by little shots like that, which are glancing shots, where when you're too negative, you're going to get caught with good shots because you're not composed. You're not thinking with your boxing brain. You're thinking with, what you want to go, where you go through the motions. You're not thinking stylistically. Where with Jacob Bank, you see here, he uses his stance well. He leans, he uses his head movement, he's not stiff, and he punches with intent, which is all I ask for. You got to punch with intent, but again, he has a problem here overreaching, and he likes to showboat a bit, which, love a flash fighter, but when you're doing it against low level regional fighters, it doesn't really matter, no one cares. And he hasn't fought anyone to the level of William Scull, which could be a factor based off of resumes. So stylistically it's good, he's very textbook, but that's the issue, he hasn't fought anyone like William Scull. Where William Scull, his resume, and to be a former world champion in a weight that he's at, is, credible to the most. So he needs to be on his A game, he needs to create traps, feints, create them openings, because you can't be predictable when someone's like Scull. And you see here when he pushes people on the back foot, he has to do that massively against William Scull, because William Scull will happily stand there, let him throw away and then circle about. That's his game. He doesn't mind doing that. But the problem is you have to land while you do that. You have to throw with intent. And that's what he does. But he's not seasoned like William Scull, and he hasn't got an amateur pedigree. So I do believe there are some flaws. And you see when these journeymen are catching him on the counter like there, he needs to work on that, where he's landing good shots but he's getting countered back, where defensively that's his flaws, where Scull defensively he's great, he just switches off from time to time, which he needs to work on, which I do believe makes it more of a 50-50. Now the keys to victory is quite simple for Jacob Banks, quite simple. Push him on the back foot, and when you push him on the back foot, cut the ring, create angles. Don't push him on the back foot, land a few shots and cut back, because when you land a few shots and drop back, you're just giving up your ground, and then he'll just capitalise on that. So land them shots while you got him on the back foot, create them angles which creates them openings, and then body shots will be the equaliser, because He's a very mobile fighter, he's always on the move, and body shots are the key. Now, with William Scull, counter punching. When you counter punch, then turn him towards the other side. That is the key. When you land them shots, turn him, push on the back, be the bully. Where he's got to be more positive as well when I refer to that. He's got to be more aggressive because he lacks that instinct, which we saw against Shish King. We saw it at moments, but not for the whole 12 rounds. And then when you take him to that second half, bring him to deep waters, show him the levels, break him down bit by bit in the first half. When you get to the second half, that is your fight, that is your game, and I don't believe Jacob Banks may have an answer if that happens. Now, overall, I do think it's a proper 50-50 stylistically, but one thing which stands out is the resume, the level, the experience, the amateur pedigree, and all of that lies within William Scull. Everything just relies on experience and power and pure technical ability when it comes to fights like this. Someone that's a bit textbook isn't someone who's a bit flashy, a bit flamboyant. Usually 9 times out of 10, the flamboyant, tricky, awkward, back foot sort of fighter wins, and I do believe this is the case. And with William Scull, of course with the experience, it matters a lot. Don't get me wrong, Jacob Banks, this is a big step up. He could prove us wrong, but in my eyes, it is a 55% chance, in favour of Scull, and I'll probably make Jacob Bank 45% chance. So I'd say the odds makers got this perfect at Scull at 8 to 11. So I do believe that is a very, very safe bet. But at the same time, you could have him at 7 to 5 for points because he doesn't really knock people out. But you usually see when someone makes a big step up, they can get stopped, or slowly their body, their head, their whole little soul gets broken down. And I do believe that could be a case here. So for that reason, play it safe, don't be greedy, and I want to go for William Scull just to win outright. But that is it for today. Hope you enjoyed. Please like, subscribe, and as always, this is financial advice. It's going to be what I'm betting and backing based off my research. Have a great day, boys.